For over 500 years, the Kingdom of Valenor feared only one creature. Not an invading army, not a plague, not even the endless storms beyond the northern mountains. They feared the monster. Every child grew up hearing the same warning: never climb Mount Vareth. If the monster sees you, you will never return. No one questioned the stories, no one dared, because every full moon, a gigantic silhouette appeared on the cliffs above the kingdom. Towering over the trees, its glowing blue eyes watched from the darkness. Its body looked carved from black volcanic stone. Massive horns curved toward the sky. Glowing sapphire cracks pulsed beneath its rocky armor, as if an ancient fire still burned inside. The people called it Kaelor. Some believed it was a curse. Others believed it was waiting for the perfect moment to destroy the kingdom. So every generation, the kings sent their greatest warriors to slay the beast. None of them returned, and every failed expedition only made the legends darker. Years passed. The kingdom grew stronger, the walls grew taller, the armies grew larger. But every night, Kaelor remained silent, watching from the mountain. He never entered the kingdom. He never attacked. He simply watched. Then, everything changed. Without warning, the rivers surrounding Valenor began to dry. The forests slowly turned grey. Animals disappeared. Even the sky seemed darker than before. The royal scholars searched for answers. The priests called it a punishment. The people blamed only one thing: the monster. King Aldrin had ruled Valenor for nearly 30 years. Unlike the kings before him, he refused to wait. "If the beast lives," he declared, "our kingdom will never know peace." An army of thousands marched toward Mount Vareth, knights in shining armor, archers, war mages, the greatest force the kingdom had ever assembled. As they climbed the ancient mountain, they found no villages, no treasure, no signs of destruction, only silence. Then the earth trembled. Heavy footsteps echoed through the valley. From the mist, Kaelor emerged. The soldiers froze. He was larger than any story had described, nearly 16 feet tall. His rocky body looked like an entire mountain brought to life. Blue light flowed through glowing cracks beneath his armor. His sapphire eyes met the king's, not with hatred, not with rage, but with sadness. The king gave only one command: attack! Thousands of arrows filled the sky. Magic exploded across the mountainside. The sound of steel echoed through the valley. Kaelor never struck first. He only defended himself. Each swing of his enormous arms pushed the soldiers back without killing them. Every step shook the mountain. Still, the army continued attacking, until the mountain began to crack. At first, everyone thought it was Kaelor, but then a deep roar echoed beneath the earth. Not from the Guardian, but from something far below. The entire mountain split open. Dark crimson light burst from the depths. Ancient chains, thicker than castle towers, snapped apart. And for the first time in 500 years, Kaelor looked afraid. From beneath Mount Vareth, something ancient awakened, a creature older than kingdoms, older than kings. Its body was formed from living darkness, wrapped in rivers of molten fire. Its roar shattered towers before it had even climbed from the abyss. The soldiers finally understood. Kaelor had never been guarding the mountain. He had been guarding what was imprisoned beneath it. For 5 centuries, he had stood alone, keeping the ancient evil sealed away. Every battle the kingdom had fought against him had only weakened the prison. King Aldrin dropped his sword. For the first time, he realized they had become the true enemy. The ancient creature charged toward Valenor. Villages burned. The sky turned crimson. The ground split beneath the fleeing people. Then, Kaelor stepped forward, alone. His massive stone body stood between the kingdom and certain destruction. The battle shook the mountains. Every strike echoed for miles. Stone collided with fire. Light clashed against darkness. Kaelor was pushed back again and again. Cracks spread across his volcanic armor. The soldiers watched, helpless. Then something incredible happened. The glowing blue cracks covering Kaelor's body became brighter, brighter, until they shone like the stars themselves. The ancient stone shell began to break apart. Massive pieces of black rock fell away, not because he was dying, but because he no longer needed to hide. For the first time, the kingdom saw Kaelor's true form, a magnificent celestial guardian. His body was forged from radiant crystal and living light. Golden runes floated around him like ancient stars. Great wings of shimmering energy unfolded across the sky. His sapphire eyes no longer inspired fear. They inspired hope. The people fell silent. The monster had never existed. Only a guardian, forced to wear the appearance of one. With one final roar, Kaelor unleashed the power he had carried for centuries. A wave of brilliant blue light swept across the battlefield. The ancient darkness screamed before breaking apart into countless fragments that vanished into the heavens. Silence returned. The storm clouds disappeared. Sunlight touched Mount Vareth for the first time in generations. Kaelor slowly collapsed to one knee. His crystal armor was cracked. His light had grown faint, but he was alive. King Aldrin walked toward him. Without speaking, he removed his crown and placed it on the ground before the guardian. Then he knelt. One by one, every knight followed. Then every villager. No one bowed before a king that day. They bowed before the one who had protected them all along. A small child quietly stepped forward. Without fear, she placed a single white flower beside Kaelor's hand. The guardian smiled. Just once. And in that single moment, every story the kingdom had believed was rewritten. From that day forward, Mount Vareth was no longer called the Mountain of Monsters. It became the Mountain of Guardians. And every sunrise, a great crystal figure could still be seen, standing proudly above the kingdom, watching, protecting, waiting, not as the monster they feared, but as the guardian they would never forget. The greatest guardians are often mistaken for monsters until the day they save us.